Hey guys, it's Will. I just wanted to give you a quick update on Bitcoin and what's happening with my account. Um, so we had a drop here. People call it a crash, but these types of drops are pretty common with Bitcoin over the years. But now it's got more exposure, so people are more aware of them. But we hit a low here of 9,500, something like that, and it's already almost at 12,000. So it went up over 2,000, almost 3,000 in a short period of time. So I don't really worry about this stuff too much, but I get people contacting me when something goes down, when it drops quite a bit. People that are happy about it. But I'm a long-term investor in cryptocurrency, blockchain. So I'll be looking. I'm trying to keep on top of which ones I think will be doing the best over time. They have a good developer team, contributing new code, enhancing the platform, and ones that I probably will use. Like in the future, if we all use Bitcoin to transact, Steam is another one that's small, but it's used in a social network situation. Ethereum is a platform that a lot of coins are basing their coin off of, like the token. So um, platforms are cool. There's some other ones, but that's kind of my philosophy is a long-term belief in this technology, and I'm going to watch and hopefully keep up on which ones are doing the best. And there's a lot of crap out there. Um, Bitconnect was an obvious Ponzi scheme where they had a trading bot that would trade and make money based on an algorithm and then give you the profits. I thought that was BS, and they've pretty much closed shop at this point. Um, the other thing I wanted to mention with eToro was that I had to shut down my account. If we go here to my eToro, due to Canadian regulations, they don't allow trading anymore if you're in Canada. And so on December 30th, I put in a request for um, withdrawal. So I closed my positions, and then I basically um, did a withdrawal, and I finally on January 16th got all my money out. Now they put it on a credit card, but you can see here I've got um, zero. So this is just a watch list of some of the cryptocurrencies. But um, it was actually, in a way, it was a good thing because I had quite a bit of money that's been sitting outside waiting for it to go on my credit card. And then when it went on my credit card, I had to wait for it to show up on the credit card, and now I have to try to get it off the credit card. And if you have a bank account, you can usually transfer it to your bank. So there's a credit showing up. Um, and in my case, I don't have a bank account associated with the credit card, so I'm gonna have to. So I had to get a bank draft, and they couldn't give me the whole amount in one check. So now I have most of it, but I still have to potentially go and do another bank draft to get the rest. Or I might just spend the money eventually on the credit card, leave the credit there, and use it up over time. But basically, I have to get the. Now I have a check sitting in my wallet, and I have to put it in my bank account. And so there's been a delay. I haven't been in the market, so it's actually kind of good because right now, the markets have dropped. The other thing I should probably mention is if you want to use more conventional platforms, like I have a TD web broker in Canada, and they're starting to provide avenues to invest in cryptocurrencies through this account. So because of this going through my credit cards, and a lot of credit cards weren't accepted, and when I go to do Quadriga CX, I can't. I can only do like 2 or 3 thousand at a time, and you're limited 10,000 per week. So it's hard to get larger amounts of money into Quadriga. There's a bank wire, but Quadriga has a minimum of 100,000 for that. So it's really difficult to get money into these platforms. So because I have a lot of my investments already in TD Webroker through dividend stocks mostly, um, they have a few things now, which are um, a Bitcoin investment trust, and there's also two new blockchain ETFs coming out. So they're not cryptocurrencies, but they're companies that use blockchain, and that would be something like um, even something like Nvidia and Intel, which use, basically are taking advantage of um, like what you call it, like IBM, stuff like that. They're using blockchain, but they're not really, in the sense that they're used for mining and stuff like that. And IBM does a lot of consulting. So there's no guarantee they're going to make a ton of money just because of using some blockchain. But so there's this Reality Shares. They have a blockchain. So that's something you can look at. It's just it's been such a pain having my eToro shut down, having stuff going back and forth through credit cards, and it's also had to be taken out of my business account because in order to use the credit card, I had to get it out of my business account. So I had to take it out of my investment account into my business account, then from my business account to the credit card or through the Interac. So if we go to like Quadriga and we look at the funding, um, oh, I'm not sure if I can do that right now. I can't do this right now. But there's a bunch of different ways to fund. Let's see if I can click on this one here. Yeah. So you can see here, they say 2,000 at a time, but and 4,000 per 24 hours. But I've been finding 2,000 or 3,000, and also there's a 10,000 weekly limit as far as the TD Bank goes. And then the bank wire shows 100,000 minimum, so you can't really use that. And a lot of these other ones weren't available when I was trying to do it. So, and then when you go to something like Coinbase, right now when you sign up, they only let you do a $250 credit card deposit. So it's per week, which is horrible, right? So it's really hard to get money into these exchanges, and basically it's probably a good thing because the markets were kind of dropping. And so I ended up buying the Bitcoin investment trust at about, I think, well, when Bitcoin was down to around 10,000 or so. So it's a pretty good low spot. It could still go lower than that, but it's up to almost 12,000 as we speak. If we look at the Bitcoin chart here, we're, depending on which exchange you're looking at, it's in the 12,000 range now. It could come back down again. We're not really settled at for very long here. So, but I'm bullish long term on Bitcoin. I think when they add Lightning Network and SegWit is already there, but it's not used all over the place right now, and other privacy and stuff like that, I'm hoping that it'll really come back. So, hope you guys like that update, and we'll talk to you later.